Welcome to Battleground HD. Let's talk about a lob action.
So we've set up the scenario to kind of help explain a lob action. So in this situation, the Viet Cong figure is the active figure, and he wants to throw a grenade at the Americans. So in order to throw a grenade, you'll notice on the weapon card for the VC, the F1 grenade takes a setup action before a lob action can be taken. So in the initiative A for this Viet Cong figure, he's going to go ahead and take a setup action. We'll resolve all the other actions, but then we'll move on to initiative B. So initiative B, now that this figure has a setup grenade, he can now take a lob action to throw the grenade at the Americans. So the first thing that he needs to do is we designate the acting figure. Then we designate the target. Now the target for a lob action does not have to be another figure, and it does not have to be the closest figure. It can be the ground. So for this situation, we're going to go ahead and select our target there and mark it with the lob marker. Now the lob marker has to be placed in a very particular way. The arrow on the tip of the lob marker has to be pointing directly away from the figure that's taking the lob action. This will help us determine scatter if the attack roll fails. So once we've determined the target, we're now going to measure our range. So we measure from the active figure to the center of the lob marker, and in this case, it's about 5.5 inches. So the F1 grenade has an effective range of 4 inches and a long range of 6. So this makes the grenade a long range lob, which will give us a +4 modifier to the attack roll. So now that we've determined all the modifiers, we're going to go ahead and make our attack roll. So a 14. We add 4 to this, giving us an 18. This means that the attack roll has failed, and this means that the grenade will now scatter. To determine the scatter distance, we check to see what the deviation modifier for the grenade is, and in this case, for the F1 grenade, it's 0.5. It's a 0.5 multiplier. So we take the amount that the attack roll failed by, which is 8, because this VC has a field craft of 10, and then we multiply it by the modifier of 0.5, giving us a 4. So now this lob marker will scatter 4 inches in a direction determined by a D6. So it's a 2, which means that on a 2 through 4, the grenade goes long. So the grenade is going to go long by 4 inches. Lands there. This means when we place the template down, the grenade template, all the Americans are outside of the effective blast radius, and the lob action has failed. Now let's pretend that our VC has rolled a 4. With the +4, that's an 8. That is equal to or less than the VC's fieldcraft of 10, which means that the attack roll has been successful. If the attack roll is successful, you do the same thing as you did when you missed. You put the template down, but now you determine which ring each figure is under. To determine that, you look where the majority of the figure is, and that's the ring they're under. So in this case, the majority of each figure is under the 3rd ring of the grenade template. On the weapon card, you'll notice that the grenade template only has 3 rings that generate attack dice. These are known as the effective rings. Anybody in the 4th ring will not take any effects from the grenade template. So the first thing that's going to happen, anyone who's under an effective ring from the template will take a pin and a prone. This is an effect of all grenades and high explosives. So there we go. And now we're going to generate our attack dice. So everyone's under the 3rd ring. We look at our weapon card, and we see that each figure under the 3rd ring will generate 1 yellow and 2 white attack dice. So we have attack dice for him, attack dice for him, and attack dice for him. This will make up the attack pool for the Viet Cong. Now, because all actions are simultaneous, These Americans who just went prone do not benefit from the prone marker they got. This guy over here was already prone, so he will generate 2 green defensive dice. So now we're going to roll these in opposition. And the Americans rolled 1 defensive pip. If you look at the effect, down below is a pip. This indicates how many defensive dice pips it takes to block that effect. So we have some break checks and some pins, right? So the attacker or the defender will go ahead and block this 1 break check. This means that we have to now randomly allocate all the remaining effects to the figures in the group. So we're going to go and roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he takes the break check. He takes the pin. He takes the break check, or the pin. Now, the rule concerning pin is if the figure is already pinned, which they are, or it takes an additional pin in the same initiative, then that pin is converted into a break check. So because they took a pin already, the second pin is converted into a break check. So now these Americans have to take, this one will have to take 1 break check, and this one will have to take the break checks in sequence until they either pass them all, fail 1, or crit out. So either get a critical success or get a critical failure. So then all it's have to do is resolve the effects and apply the effects, and that's how you do a lob action. Thank you for watching this video today, and remember, in Battleground, detail matters.